decide, pick a side. Will you live? Will you die? Will you quit? Will you try? Sweating eyes. Who am I? Who am I? Champion till I die. Every morning, every night. Boy, I gotta look alive. Now you can hear the crowd going wow. Yeah, you know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight.
Welcome to the very here sugar. Expectations are sky high for this fight. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. That hook won't score. Face is telling the story from that jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Well done with that counter shot. Well, if their intention is to anger the opponent, I think it's going to work. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter, because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Insane action. Beautiful counter shot. Good counter punching. Do you believe what we're seeing? Nice counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jacobs in that last round. The game plan does... On to the second round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punch. Scoring uppercut there. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter-puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Those counter-punches have to hurt. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Jab slightly off target. Swing and a miss with that hook. No rest for the weary. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round? Let's get it started in round 3. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter lands. That jab misses. Both men step back for just a moment. This fight has a real good flow to it. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A perfect counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punch, counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
That's lights out right there.
Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Beaten, bruised, and battered, but somehow he's on to the 4th we go. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Defense is not an option for these two. Nice counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Just misses with that left uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. They exchange punches. He threw a punch and just got countered. No rest for the weary. There's a counter shot. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jacobs in that. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Beautiful counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. How about that time counter shot? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The courage on display here is incredible. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. This is the beginning of round 6. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around? And he is forcing him to take a knee.
Absolutely gassed out, didn't know what to do, and hurt on top of that.
7, 8. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight. Both men step back for just a moment. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. That counter shot lands. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Unlucky to miss with that jab. And he scores with the counter. And finally, Jacobs crumbles to the canvas. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
I need to... 1, 2, 3, 4.
Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown. There's the bell to start round 7. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Nice counter. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. Carrying away the right hook. Wow, let's take another look at that.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Wow, what a shot! And it's over! A home run swing, and that will do it here. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
I've got to see that again.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot! You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.